Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime No Mi channel. What if Luffy's next gear isn't faster, stronger, or more explosive, but something no one would expect? Gear that goes backward? A reverse gear? It might sound absurd at first glance, but this wouldn't be the first time One Piece surprised us with a seemingly ridiculous concept that ended up being the key to everything. Its name? Gear R for reverse. A final form that doesn't represent progress, but return, reversal, rebirth. And it makes perfect sense, especially when we remember the origin of his power, the legendary sun god Nika. For a long time, fans imagined that the peak of the gears would be something like Gear 6, 7, or a final gear where Luffy would unlock a universal level of power, surpassing even what we've seen in Gear 5. But once we discovered the truth about his fruit, that it's not the Gomu no Mi, but the Hito no Mi model, Nika, it became clear that Luffy's true strength isn't based on numbers, but concepts. And that's where the idea of reversal comes in. After all, if Gear 2 speeds up blood flow, Gear 3 inflates bones, Gear 4 compresses muscles, and Gear 5 distorts reality itself, why wouldn't the next step be to do all of that in reverse? Gear reverse is built on a simple but powerful principle. Freedom isn't just the power to create or shape the present, it's the ability to deny the past, resist the future, and flip the rules of the world. The true power of the God of Freedom isn't just to do whatever you want, but to undo what has already been done. And as wild as that sounds, this has actually been quietly developing within the story. Think about how Luffy has been defying the limits of time ever since he activated Gear 5. He's reversed bodily damage with a smile on his face, melted and reformed his body like a cartoon rubber doll, aged and de-aged instantly during his fight with Kaido, altered objects, transformed attacks, and even changed the physics of the world around him. It's as if his very presence begins to reverse the logic of the natural world. And what if that's just the beginning? But Gear R wouldn't just be another wacky new form. It has roots in the deeper symbolism of the series. Think about it. Nika isn't just the god of laughter, he's the god of the sun. And in ancient mythologies, the sun represents the eternal cycle, birth, death, and rebirth. It rises in the east, travels across the sky, and dies in the west, only to return again the next day. It's the symbol of eternal return. And if Nika represents that cycle, then Luffy must also be capable of moving backward, even when all seems lost. One Piece's mythology heavily explores themes of repetition and reversal. The mistakes of the Void Century echo in the present. The oppression of the celestial dragons mirrors the fall of ancient kingdoms. History repeats itself, but the heroes change. What if Luffy, as the inheritor of Joy Boy's will and the embodiment of ultimate freedom, is the one who will literally reverse the world, restore calm seas, bring back submerged lands, undo the pain caused by the creation of the Red Line, the Levely, and the World Nobles? He wouldn't create something new. He would bring back what was lost. Now ask yourself, why has no one ever considered a reverse gear before? Precisely because no one has ever had the freedom to go back. In One Piece, death is final. Scars are permanent. Time is relentless. But ever since Luffy awakened the true power of his fruit, he's been bending those rules. More and more, it seems like Oda is showing us that Gear 5 isn't the end. It's the threshold to a deeper power, the power of existential reversal. Gear R would be the next logical, albeit radical step. Not a power of direct attack, but a power of denial, of remaking, of defying even time and fate. And look at how this fits with small details. Luffy never kills his enemies. He undoes their beliefs. Crocodile believed in brute strength, and Luffy proved hope doesn't die. Enel thought he was a god, and Luffy brought him down with laughter. Lucci lived to kill, and Luffy showed that life can prevail even in pain. Kaido said only death gives meaning to life, and Luffy smiled and said, I want to live. All of his battles are clashes of ideals, and Luffy wins not by killing, but by reversing his enemies' values. Gear R would be the absurd physical manifestation of that, the moment when he can literally reverse reality. Then there's the question of laughter. Smiling is Nika's mark. But what is laughter, if not a break in logic? We laugh at the unexpected, the nonsensical, the wrong. Laughter is born of inversion. So, Luffy isn't just the warrior who frees people, he's the cosmic jester who distorts the inevitable. Gear R would be the peak of that, the power to turn back time with a smile and make the world laugh along with him. Finally, there's a powerful connection between this concept and Joy Boy himself. Even the name is curious, a joyful boy. But what if the Joy Boy of the past failed, and Luffy, by activating Gear R, becomes the one who can go back and fix the mistake made 800 years ago? Not by literally traveling through time, but by spinning the world back to the place it was meant to be. Gear R isn't about strength. It's about healing, redemption, and recovering what was forgotten. It's the power to to say, this time it will be different. And if that sounds impossible, just remember what Luffy once said, almost prophetically, I don't care if it's impossible, I'm gonna do it anyway. Gear R might just be the power that turns the impossible into laughter. The final gear, not to move forward, but to return to where it all began. If Gear R truly is the key to Luffy, then it's not just an extra power, it's a revolution in the very concept of freedom. The idea of going back becomes more than a combat strategy. It becomes the ultimate way for Luffy to free the world. After all, Luffy's greatest enemy isn't just the world government or the strongest pirates. The real enemy has always been the system that chains freedom. Time, history, the scars of the past, and the inevitability of suffering. By mastering Gear R, Luffy could undo not just the laws of physics or reality, but also the impact of history itself, the decisions that created the Red Line, the rise of the Celestial Dragons, and the fall of the Ancient Kingdom. If Luffy's reversal power runs that deep, he might be able to restore what was lost, erase past mistakes, and create a future free from the repeated errors of generations. In this sense, Luffy's true power wouldn't be to destroy his enemies, but to heal the world by bringing it back to what it should have been all along. And the most curious thing, this wouldn't need to be a literal return in time. Luffy doesn't have to physically go back 800 years, but by reversing the world's rules, he could restore the dignity and balance of what was torn apart. It would be like hitting reset on the very fabric of the One Piece universe, where oppressive structures like the Red Line or the inequality of the world nobles could no longer exist. If Gear R is a step backward, it's because Luffy isn't just moving forward into the future. He's changing how the world understands what's possible. He's doing the impossible, taking a step back to create a new reality. That's the true lesson behind Nika's laughter. Laughter, as mentioned before, is the inversion of logic. It's a reaction to absurdity, to a world that doesn't make sense, where expectations are shattered. And that's exactly what Luffy has always done. He never accepted the world's rules. He refused to believe his fate was sealed or that he was just a pawn in the great story. Luffy has always challenged those constraints. And now, upon reaching Gear R, he finally becomes the ultimate agent of transformation, the figure who rewrites destiny itself, not through brute force, but by reversing everything that's been corrupted. In doing so, Luffy goes beyond being just a hero fighting for a better world. He becomes the healer of a world already wounded. The power to return isn't simply about reliving or redoing what was lost, but about freeing and giving a new chance to those who have lost everything. He will offer a second chance to the oppressed, a chance to those who have lived under the shadow of the world's injustices. This isn't a fight for power, it's a fight for redemption. In the end, Luffy won't just be the Pirate King, he will be the King of Freedom, the one who reversed the world and gave it a new chance. When all seems lost, when the weight of past and future is too heavy to bear, Luffy will be there with Nika's smile on his face, stepping backward to set everything right, not to fix what's been done, but to restore the truth that should never have been forgotten. And with that smile, he will finally show the world there's nothing that time, fate, or the power of the past can do to stop someone who truly holds freedom in their hands. And that, my friend, is the true power of Gear R. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.